العافية وعجل فرجها. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين غير مقنوت من رحمته ولا مأيوس من مغفرته ولا مستنكف عن عبادته. فطر الخلائق بقدرته ونشر الرياح برحمته. الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أول مسدوره وخاتم أنبيائه الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرضين بأبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين المظلومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس أهل البيت وطهرهم تطهيرا. واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية الباقية على أعدائهم ومنكري فضائلهم وغاصبي حقوقهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الإمام الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام: إني لم أخرج أشرا ولا بطرا ولا مفسدا ولا ظالما، وإنما خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Respected scholars, my elders, dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we have reached to our 10th night for the discussion that we had over here. And these are the last nights that we are having the discussion. The topic was that Karbala is not a battle between the two troops. It's not a battle between the two military powers. It's rather a battle between the two ideologies. If we understand this perspective of Karbala, we would be able to understand many of the aspects and many of the questions that we have will be answered easily. Because at times we think that Karbala was a battle between the two military powers. So we say that since it was a military clash between the two powers, that is why many of the things which might be something which is very normal for daily life, if that is being said about Karbala, we would say, no, that was a battle. How is it possible that thing Imam would do so and so? I'm not going into the details, but many of the questions will be answered the moment we change our perspective from a battle which is military battle to a battle which is an imposed battle. Especially when somebody is traveling with the family, with the women, with the children. That is why we presented that this is a fight between the two ideologies, and just want to somehow recap what we covered during these 9 nights, and today we would try our best to complete the discussion. We said that Imam was there to change the perspectives and mindsets for the people. So we started that the thing which is creating your perspective, your mindset, that is called the worldview. The way you look at the world, the way you look at the matters, the way you look at the people, the way you look at yourself, the way you look at your creator, the way you look at the relationships between yourself and your creator and the other people and the environment that you are living in. Then we said, if a person is having a concrete worldview, then comes the discussion of ideology. That since I am understanding the realities in a proper manner, what should be my reaction towards the realities in this world? That is called ideology. And this worldview and ideology eventually will create your identity. And we said identity is something which is making you firm, which is making you strong. Anytime you see, if you go back to the examples that we've given during these nights, the strength which is being, which is there in the hearts of youngsters, in the hearts of the companions of Imam Hussein, it is coming from that identity that they were not apologetic about. They were very firm in their support, in their name, in their titles that they were having. When somebody used to ask, for example, many of the cases that I shared with you, in many of the examples, there were protection letters. Protection letter, and somehow, there were attempts by the enemies to somehow destroy the identity, demean the identity, somehow make your identity unfirm. But the reaction that we saw, for example, by Hazrat Abbas, even for Hazrat Ali Akbar, there was a protection letter that if you come towards us, we will protect you. For Hazrat Abbas, there was a protection letter, but they were very firm. They were very strong in their stance that, no, I am a Husseini person. Who are you? Baba, you are related to Qabila Bani Asad, the tribe of Bani Asad, the tribe which was very brave, courageous. You come to us. No, I am firm in my identity. I am a Husseini. And I don't apologize for that identity of mine. The problem that we are facing today is that we are not firm in what we are. Nobody gives any importance to your identity, whether you are shallow, whether you are firm, whether you are, misbalanced in terms of where you are standing. It is you who's going to be either doubtful about your identity or firm about your identity. What is your identity? Your identity can be many of the things, but what is your foundational identity? Your foundational identity is that you are a Shia of Ahlul Bayt. Your foundational identity is that you are a follower of Ahlul Bayt, that you are a follower of Imam Hussein, that you are a follower of Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. That you are a muhib of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. See, I was just visiting these julus which are happening like on nights by our other brothers. I visited their Imam Bargah with one of the brothers, and I asked them, who are you exactly? I want to understand, because I saw they have banners where our 12 Imams are mentioned. So I asked them, who are you? Can you please tell us? They said, and there was no apology, very explicit, very firm, I am the muhib of Ahlul Bayt. And that's it. But when it comes to you, who are you? Though you have put a board outside which reads Shia Ithna Ashari. But when I ask you, I say, oh yeah, we are this, we are that. But be firm, you are Shia Ithna Ashari of Ahlul Bayt. Be firm, you are a Muslim. Be firm, you are a Qur'ani. Be firm, you are Muhammadi. Be firm, you are Alawi. Be firm, you are Husseini. There is nothing to be apologetic about. I was mentioning yesterday, this guy who's going to become a mayor of a city, he doesn't care And by the way, just imagine he is going to become a mayor of a American country, and there must be many of the sensitivities, but he is announcing that I am from India. He is going and, having the Indian foods and making clips out of it. He is going and supporting Palestine, for example. No apology. This is my firm belief. And you know what? When somebody sees, when other people who are not from the same school of thought of yours, when they see that you are firm in your belief, do not be disrespectful towards others, but if you are firm in your belief, they are going to respect you. I was just meeting the same person last night. When I entered over there, I said, I'm a Shia, Ashra, I just want to know about you. And they were, welcome, welcome. They became happy. Nobody is bothered with you being firm about your aqidah, your identity. If I summarize my discussion during these 10 nights, I would say, Baba, you get your identity firm, you have your beliefs firm, this is what makes you a real Shia, a real Muslim. That is your identity. Then we went through this identity discussion into Karbala, and we said Imam Hussein changed many of the concepts and many of the realities which were being understood mistakenly at that time. We said at that time the life was meaningless, Imam made it meaningful. The life was purposeless, Imam made it purposeful. In the same way today also we are witnessing the similar situation. The lives are becoming meaningless and purposeless. Our duty should be to learn from Karbala to make our lives purposeful. Have a concrete purpose and vision in your life, especially for the youngsters. If you don't have any vision, if you don't have any goal, your life is going to be very difficult. And then Imam explained, and we learned from Karbala what is the real meaning of ibadah and worship. We said worship, it was not with the numbers of rak'at or numbers of hajj and I don't know how much money you have spent in khums and zakat. It is with the essence of ibadah. Are you submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or are you submissive to the taghut? Are you submissive to the awliya Allah, or you are submissive to the enemies of Allah? Then we explained that what is the concept of freedom. Imam explained what is the freedom, what is the slavery. Freedom is not just like you are having no handcuffs in your hands and you are just walking freely. This is not freedom. Real freedom comes from your mind. If you can think freely, you are free, even if you are imprisoned by someone. And then we went through the discussions of friendship, the way Imam changed the topic of friendship, and then we reached to the matter of age factor, that in order to become prosper, in order to reach to the salvation to you in your life, you don't need to be onto a certain age. Any child, any kid, any youngster, any elder, age does not matter. Age is not a barrier for your salvation, for you. You become a good person and righteous person. Doesn't matter how old are you. Then we explained what is the concept of death in the eyes of Imam Hussein. And then we went through the concept of basira, and we explained it as well. And then we went through the mental health problems and stress discussion, which was last night. And now we are, at this moment, we are going to enter into one of the things that Imam Hussein himself explicitly mentioned amongst the goals that he mentioned for his movement. He said, "Uridu an amura bil ma'ruf wa anha anil munkar." That one of the things that I'm looking for and I'm working for is to establish the amr bil ma'ruf wa nahyi anil munkar. What is amr bil ma'ruf? Ma'ruf is something which is good, means enjoining the good, means recommending the good, means encouraging the good, means inviting the people towards good. For example, there is a good thing. For example, there was a dua and people are not reciting the dua. If you are inviting people to this dua, this will be amr bil ma'ruf. If somebody is not performing their namaz, you are inviting them to perform namaz. This is what? This is amr bil ma'ruf. If somebody is not coming to majlis and you are inviting them to majlis, it will become amr bil ma'ruf. If somebody is not, doing their duties in terms of like khums and zakat and this and that, you are inviting them to this will become amr bil ma'ruf. On contrary to amr bil ma'ruf, if somebody is doing an evil, that is nahyi anil munkar. Munkar means something which is bad, something which is evil, something which is immoral. For that, if you are preventing them from that evil, you will become someone who's doing nahyi anil munkar. Means people are doing wrong and you are discouraging them, you are preventing them. You are asking them not to do that mistake again, not to do that evil again. This is called nahi anil munkar. Now today, we want to understand the importance of amr bil ma'ruf wa nahi anil munkar. Amr bil ma'ruf, ABM and NAM. So ABM and NAM is something which is very, very important in our religion. It is a part of our furu'i deen as well. The same manner, the way we are reciting namaz, the same manner amr bil ma'ruf is furu'i deen. Namaz is furu'i deen. Fasting is furu'i deen. The same way nahi anil munkar is furu'i deen. Let's suppose tomorrow you are not coming for namaz, or maybe your son is not reciting namaz. What will you do? You will tell your son and daughter, Baba, namaz is wajib. Go perform namaz. Namaz is very important. What about when they are not fasting? It's Ramadan and they are not fasting, they are eating and drinking. You say, oh, this is Ramadan. Fasting is wajib upon you. You need to do this. You will become angry, you will become upset. Why you are not doing this? Until you see that they are performing the same ibadah. But when amr bil ma'ruf comes, ABM comes, and nahi anil munkar comes, NAM comes, the same thing does not happen. The same seriousness is not there. Pay attention to me. The same seriousness is not happening when amr bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar comes. Some examples can be, let me just go through one of the ayat, two of the ayat of Quran, in order to understand how important is amr bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar. And then inshallah I'll present some examples. Please recite salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Ali Imran, verse number 110, He says, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. That you were the best of the nations. There are a couple of nations Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Many of the nations are claiming to be the best. Many of the nations are claiming to be promised nation. Nowadays I'm seeing like some of the people are in a mocking way, they are making clips that these people are going to Cyprus nowadays. So in Cyprus also they are just catching people. I was promised this cycle, I was promised this car, I was promised this house, you go out of this house. So many of the nations are claiming to be the best ones, claiming to be the promised ones. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran explicitly says, Kuntum khayra ummatin. You are the best of the nations. You would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you have said that Bani Israel was the best of the nations. How come I become the best of the nations? Allah would answer, you know why Bani Israel became the best of the nations? There were elements, there were conditions. They dropped the conditions, now they are not. They are not the best anymore. You can become one if you have the conditions. What are the conditions, O Allah? Conditions are these. Ukhrijat linnas, you are the best ones who are there for people. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You can become best of the nations if you are doing the amr bil ma'ruf. You can become the best of the nations if you are doing nahi anil munkar. But if we are dropping this idea, we are not doing amr bil ma'ruf, that means we are not best of the nations. Do we want to become best of the nations or not? Yes, for sure. Every person is looking for perfection. Every person is looking for becoming the first one, becoming the best one. So for sure we are not the first one, so at least we can become the best one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. It is necessary for you, it is wajib upon you to have a people amongst your communities, amongst your societies who are doing Amr bil Ma'roof, who are doing ABM and NAM, just to make it more easy to understand. Are we the people who are doing this ABM and AM? Or no, we don't understand what it is. This is what Imam Hussain is referring to, that I am going against Yazid. Why? What for? What is my purpose? He says, my purpose is I want to do the Amr bil Ma'roof, Nahi anil Munkar. Now, you would ask, what is our situations nowadays? Let me put it like this. There are a couple of conditions for Amr bil Ma'roof and Nahi anil Munkar. If the conditions are there, Amr bil Ma'roof should be done and it can be done. So for example, let's say there is a person who's doing a mistake and I want to do the Nahi anil Munkar. Baba, you are doing a mistake. Brother, the way you are doing the wudu is incorrect. You need to change it, you need to rectify it. All of a sudden, that Baba, that brother is taking out a stick and saying, how dare you are correcting me. And he is running after me to hit me. And maybe instead of stick, something else. Maybe a knife or something. Then is it wajib upon me? You would say, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you made it wajib upon me, but he's running after me. He's killing me. He's trying to kill me. Is it wajib upon you? No, it becomes something which is neutral. It's not wajib anymore. That means the first condition is that you should be safe from the harm which is going to be onto you if you do the Amr bil Ma'roof and Nahi anil Munkar. Number two, the condition is that it should be something which is impactful. If you are going to a person and you are doing Amr bil Ma'roof and it is not going to impact, it is not going to affect him. For example, let's say you are doing the Amr bil Ma'roof in Urdu and the other person doesn't understand Urdu. You are doing Amr bil Ma'roof in French, the other person is not understanding the French. So your Amr bil Ma'roof is not necessary over there because he doesn't understand, she doesn't understand. What is the status of our communities right now? Our communities, though Amr bil Ma'roof per se is wajib, but I'm thinking nowadays Amr bil Ma'roof is becoming neutral, mubah for us. Why? Because everybody has a gun in the pocket. The moment you come to the people and say, this is a mistake, and they would be, you offended me, this is a big offense, I can't accept from you. Have you seen yourself? Have you seen yourself? You did this wrong, that wrong, the other day you recited the namaz in the wrong manner, the other day you recited the dua in the wrong manner. When you were doing the ziyarat and hajj, you did this mistake, this mistake, this mistake, and there is a big list of the mistakes. And if the list is short, they will come to your family members. Have you seen your own brother? Have you seen your own brother doing this and that, and you are coming to me and telling me that what mistakes I am doing? If even immediate family members are less, they will go to watch your other family members, other relatives. Your uncle was doing this, your forefather, your great-grandfather used to do the same mistake. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what is right, what is wrong. Go find out. Your great-grandfather used to do this mistake. Baba, my great-grandfather has gone through his Qiyamat now. I'm not sure where he is right now. I hope he's in Jannah. But you are in this dunya, you can still rectify yourself. But we have lost the Amr bil Ma'roof and Nahi anil Munkar from our communities in a complete manner. What do you think? If Imam Hussain was living at this time, we were amongst the people who were following Imam Hussein or the people who are not following Imam Hussein? Answer is clear. If we are good with Amr bil Ma'ruf, we are good with Nahi Anil Munkar, we would be with Imam Hussein. The first thing that you need to do in this term is to understand what is good, what is bad. If you don't understand what is good, what is munkar and what is ma'roof, for sure Amr bil Ma'ruf cannot be done. This preaching process cannot be done because you don't know. Many of the people are going, I was just giving a recommendation to our young brother, Hassan Abbas, I think, yes, that if you want to do a debate, first of all, you need to understand what you are having as a belief. Isn't it? If I want to preach something, I need to know what I understand. I need to know what I'm going to preach. I need to know what I'm going to justify. I need to know what is my stance. I need to be very deep in my understanding. And then I can go and preach and debate and justify my stance as well. So Imam Hussein at that time, he is moving, he is traveling from Medina. People are preventing him from traveling, but he says, I am traveling, I'm going towards Kufa, and my purpose is that I want to do the Amr bil Ma'ruf Nahy Anil Munkar. Oh Imam, you are going over there, it is pretty much clear, it is crystally clear for us that you are going to lose your life. We said one of the conditions of Amr bil Ma'ruf is that Amr bil Ma'ruf has to be harm-free. But over here, you are going to face the harm because you are going to lose your family, lose yourself. Imam knew from the very first day that I'm going to lose my life. So how come Imam did not understand, ma'azallah, that what are the conditions of Amr bil Ma'ruf? The answer would be, Imam is telling to us, see, the impact of Amr bil Ma'ruf doesn't need to be necessarily instant. It can even be the one which is coming afterwards. You go into the history and see, even after Imam Hussein's battle, there were many of the people, the Qiyam-e Tawwabin, the Qiyam-e Fakh, for example, many of the other individuals who came from Kufa, Qiyam-e Mukhtar. Mukhtar's movement is completely inspired by the movement of Imam Hussein. That means Imam Hussein, if he stood for the right cause, that means it had that impact, it had that effect. That is why the other people were having their movement. So the conclusion would be, if even your preaching, your enjoining to the good, your forbidding the bad and evil, if it is having a long term, you understand what is fresh and what is ruined, and you understand, and you like the fresh one, you dislike the ruined one, isn't it? When you dislike the ruined one, you like the fresh one. This is when you are going to accept. Please, in your lives, be someone who accepts and receives and welcomes the recommendations and feedbacks and criticism. If I am doing something wrong, please do come and tell me, Maulana, you are doing this mistake. Maulana, here you can just, somehow upgrade yourself. Develop yourself, develop your knowledge. I will be accepting, I will be welcoming that. And I'm requesting you the same. If you see there is something mistake happening, if somebody comes to you and says, "Aap ye mistake kar rahe hain, aap ye galati kar rahe hain," don't be someone who's getting offended with this feedback. Accept it, welcome it. Thank you so much that you are giving it to me. This is a gift which is coming from your end to me. This is what we need to understand from the movement of Imam Hussein ﷺ, that this is this is the very first purpose which Imam Hussein is explicitly saying, that this is the purpose of my movement. If somebody comes to you, and for sure to our younger ones, they need to understand that when they are coming to the elder ones, if there is a mistake, if there is something that they need to rectify, try to be very respectful, which is also the sirat of our Ahlul Bayt. But we need to revive the culture of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar in our communities. This culture has completely died. And if you see Imam Hussein till last moments, he tried his best. He tried his best to do the Amr bil Ma'ruf. From Medina, he did the Amr bil Ma'ruf to many other peoples. When he said, I'm not going to give allegiance to Yazid, he announced, why I'm not doing the allegiance at that time? Because I'm not with the evil. I'm not with the evil, I'm with the righteousness. Then he went on in Makkah, in many of the meetings which have happened at that time. He preached the good. He enjoined the good. And then he preached that the thing which Yazid is doing is something wrong. And then again, when he came to Karbala, who were there as well, many of the khutbahs, many of the sermons that Imam gave, even on the day of Ashura, when Imam was giving the sermon, before starting the battle, Imam was preaching, Imam was inviting the people to watch good, to watch ma'roof, and Imam was preventing the people from the munkar. This is the way of Imam Hussain. If we are not taking this as a lesson, we are losing our life, we are losing our identity as Hussaini. We want to become Hussaini, besides many of the practices that we do, this is the foundational identity of being a Hussaini. Amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. May Allah give us tawfiq to be amongst the people who are inviting towards good and who are preventing people from the munkar and the evil. That is why we see till last moment Imam in his practice, in his speech, even night of Ashura, when Imam Hussain is taking more time till tomorrow morning, we need one more night. What for? Not to enjoy, not to spend our things in meaningless things, to do the dhikr of Allah, to do the recitation of Quran, to perform the salah, to be with Allah, to be with Creator of ours, to be with Quran. And narrations say even whole night the enemies could hear the voice of tasbih and tahleel, that the ashab, the companions of Imam Hussain, they were doing the tasbih, they were glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they were doing the ibadah, they were worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whole night. This is the good that Imam performed, not only invited. In practice he performed. On the day of Ashura as well, the same thing happens. Even when Imam is taking his little baby towards the enemies, at that time as well, he said, I'm here not to give water to my son, because I know even if you give the water to him, he is not going to make it, he is not going to remain alive, he is going to die because he is very thirsty. But I'm here because I want to complete my proof to you that I invited you from all the aspects. Taking a baby in front of the enemies, it's not an aspect which is an Islamic aspect, it's a humanistic and humanitarian aspect. Even Imam Hussain completed the proof that you people are not even human beings. You don't have this much mercy. That means you are not even having the elements of being a human being. That is why Imam did his best to invite the people to watch good and prevent them from evil. And that is why we see that till the last moment, Imam Hussain is telling the ashab, it is the night of Ashura, and Imam Hussain is sitting with the companions. All of a sudden Imam says, "Oh my companions, I know that you are the best of the companions. Inni la ara ashaban awfa wa afdal min ashabi." I don't know any other ashab, any other companions who are more loyal and better than my ashab, but still Imam Hussain wants to do the invitation to the good and prevent them from the evil. That is why Imam said, you know what, you are with me, you traveled with me, you came to Karbala, and it is the day of 10th, it is the 9th of Muharram, it is the Shabe Ashoor, but still I want to give you that freedom. I'm taking my allegiance from you. You are free to go. Even he said, I'm just going to make that space dark. So if you want to leave this place, you are not having any shame. You can also leave. You can go to watch your things, the things that you are still having in your life. Go take care of your life. You don't need to be with me. These people, these enemies are looking after me. They are the ones who are They want my life. That is why you can always go. You can always go. But all of them replied to Imam Hussein, O Aba Abdullah, if Allah would have given us 70 times the life that we are having, and then Allah makes us die, and then again give us the life and does the same thing for 70 times, we will never leave you. O Aba Abdullah, we are not going to leave you because we are with you with our hearts. We are with you with our iman. And that is why the ashab were remained with the Imam Hussein till the day of Ashura. On the day of Ashura, besides the ashab and the Banu Hashim who got martyred, I just want to mention one shahada tonight, which is normally being mentioned. Shahada of Aliyun al-Asghar, Abdullah al-Radi. When Imam Hussein lost all of the companions or Banu Hashim, Imam started inviting the people. Hal min nasirin yansurni. Is there any helper who can help us? All of a sudden, Imam Hussein saw that the women in the tents are chanting, they are screaming. Imam Hussein came to the tent and said, Oh, the women of the tents, I'm still alive. Why you are crying aloud? I don't like to hear out your voices whilst I'm alive. All of a sudden, Janabi Kulthum came forward and said, Oh Aba Abdullah, oh my brother, when you chanted, when you announced Hal bin Nasiri Yansurni, Abdullah al-Radi, the small baby, the 6 months Ali al-Asghar, fell from the cradle that he was in. And then Imam Hussein took the little baby into the arms. And then Imam Hussein decided to take Ali al-Asghar towards the enemies. And now Imam Hussein is taking the Ali al-Asghar and coming out of the tents. All of a sudden Imam Hussein saw Bibi Sakina came over there. Oh Baba, where you are taking my little brother? Imam Hussein replied, I'm taking Ali al-Asghar to the battlefield, not for the fight, but to get some water. Now Imam Hussein is coming in front of the enemies. Oh enemies, if you are thinking I have done something wrong, then this is a little baby. This is my 6-month-old baby. Give me some water. After repeating 2 and 3 times the same phrases, and then Imam Hussein said, if you think that I am going to drink the water, Imam kept Hazrat Ali Asghar on the ground, and he said, I'm going far away from Ali al-Asghar. You come and give him some water, quench his thirst. And then Imam Hussein goes forward and he sees that the baby is in Arabic, the maqatil say, Kayfa yataladha. That Imam Hussein says, I am going behind. You see how my son is suffering from the thirst. The way Imam Hussein said, he's yataladha. What does it mean, yataladha? Yataladha is a state of a fish. When you take out a fish out of the water, there are 3 levels of the fish. The first level is that the fish is trying to go back into the water. So if you put the fish back into the water, fish will remain alive. And there is a second state, when the fish is only opening its mouth and closing the mouth, and there is nothing left into the fish. The fish is not trying to go back to the water, but still, if you take the fish and keep it into the water, it will remain alive. But there is a third level, when the fish doesn't have any strength.
Now, if you take the fish and keep it back into the water, fish is not going to remain alive. Fish is going to die. And that is the third level, which Arabs say it is the level of yataladha. Imam Hussein wanted to say, oh enemies, if even you are giving the water to Ali al-Asghar, my baby is not going to live anymore. Ali al-Asghar is going to die in any case. But I want to complete my proof to you that you haven't given any water to any of the Banu Hashim, and even you didn't have any mercy to a 6-month baby, Ali al-Asghar. All of a sudden, Umar bin Saad tells the enemies, you see why Imam Hussein is doing so. Maybe the enemies are melting their hearts. All of a sudden, he commands the enemies, throw an arrow and iqta' kalam al-Hussein. Kill the baby of Imam Hussein. And Hurmula throws an arrow, and that arrow comes towards Hazrat Ali al-Asghar. Imam Hussein has taken back the baby into the arms, and now the baby is in the arms of Imam Hussein. All of a sudden the arrow comes, and then the arrow enters into the head of Hazrat Ali al-Asghar. Maqatil se فذبح من الأذن إلى الأذن. The arrow goes into one ear and comes out of the other ear, and the arrow goes into the arm of Imam Hussein. Now Hussein doesn't know what to do with Ali al-Asghar. He is coming towards the khayma. Now before entering into the tent, he is saying, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. 7 times Imam Hussein repeated Inna lillah, and now entering into the tent. Now the women saw Ali al-Asghar. Rubab saw her baby and says, Amithluka yunhar. Oh Ali Asghar, like you are being martyred. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلب